Did you know that perimenopause can actually begin in your mid-30s? That means the symptoms you are experiencing right now, the mood swings, the sleep problems, the brain fog, might not be stress or aging. They could be the first signs of a hormonal transition that starts a full decade before your last period. Welcome back to the channel. I am so glad you are here because today we are talking about something that affects every single woman. Yet millions of people go years, sometimes decades, without getting the right answers. Perimenopause is one of the most misunderstood phases of a woman's life, and today we are going to change that. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what perimenopause is and when it actually starts, the 5 most common early symptoms that are easy to miss, the hormonal science behind what your body is doing, practical steps you can take right now to feel better, and one surprising insight that most doctors do not even mention during routine checkups. This is information every woman and honestly every person who loves a woman needs to know. Let us get into it. Let us start with the most relatable part of this conversation. You wake up at 3 in the morning for no clear reason. You feel irritable over small things that never used to bother you. You are gaining weight around your midsection, even though your diet has not changed. Your periods might be getting a little irregular, maybe heavier one month and lighter the next. Sound familiar? Most women experiencing these things assume they are just stressed, overworked, or entering some kind of early midlife slump. Many doctors, unfortunately, do not always connect these dots either, especially when a patient is in her late 30s or early 40s. The average age of menopause in the United States is 51. So a 38-year-old walking in with sleep issues and mood changes is not typically getting a perimenopause conversation. But here is the truth. The perimenopausal transition can begin anywhere from 8 to 12 years before your final period. That puts the start well within your mid to late 30s for many women. The early symptoms are subtle enough that they blend into everyday life, which is exactly why so many women spend years feeling off without understanding why. You are not imagining it. Your body is communicating something real, and it deserves to be taken seriously. So what is actually happening inside your body during perimenopause? Let us talk about the science, because understanding the mechanism makes everything else make a lot more sense. Perimenopause is driven by fluctuating levels of estrogen and progesterone, the 2 primary female reproductive hormones produced by your ovaries. Unlike menopause, which is defined by a consistent and sustained drop in estrogen, perimenopause is characterized by hormonal volatility. Your estrogen levels do not simply decline steadily. They spike and crash unpredictably, sometimes going higher than normal before eventually trending downward over the years. Progesterone, on the other hand, tends to begin declining earlier and more steadily. This imbalance between estrogen and progesterone is what researchers sometimes call estrogen dominance, and it is responsible for a wide range of symptoms including bloating, breast tenderness, heavier periods, anxiety, and poor sleep quality. Your brain is also deeply affected. Estrogen plays a significant role in regulating serotonin and dopamine, your mood and motivation neurotransmitters. When estrogen fluctuates erratically, so does your emotional baseline. This is why perimenopausal women often report feeling unlike themselves, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. This is a legitimate neurological and hormonal event, not a personal failing. Now that we understand what is happening, let us talk about what these early symptoms actually look like in real life, because awareness is the first step toward feeling better. The 5 most common early perimenopause symptoms are irregular periods, sleep disturbances, mood changes, cognitive shifts, and changes in libido. Irregular periods are often the first sign most women notice, though many dismiss them as stress-related. Sleep problems tend to follow, and these often show up before hot flashes even begin. Women frequently report waking between 2 and 4 in the morning feeling alert and anxious. Mood changes can range from increased anxiety and irritability to episodes of sadness or feeling emotionally flat. Cognitive changes, often called brain fog, include difficulty concentrating, forgetfulness, and slower word retrieval. These symptoms can be alarming, but are strongly tied to hormonal fluctuation rather than neurological decline. Changes in libido are also very common and very rarely discussed. Declining progesterone and shifting estrogen affect both desire and physical comfort during intimacy. Vaginal dryness can begin during perimenopause, not just after menopause, and this is something many women are not told about until they are already experiencing discomfort. Tracking these symptoms, even casually in a notes app or journal, can help you and your healthcare provider see patterns that lead to faster, more accurate answers. One thing many women find helpful during perimenopause is supporting their hormonal health with targeted nutrition. A high-quality magnesium supplement, for example, has been shown in research to support sleep quality, reduce anxiety, and help regulate cortisol, which plays a big role in hormonal balance. I will link a few well-reviewed options in the description below so you can explore what might work for your personal needs. So what can you actually do about perimenopause symptoms, especially if you are in the early stages? Here are concrete, evidence-informed steps you can start taking right now. First, talk to your doctor and be specific. Bring a symptom log. Mention your cycle changes, your sleep patterns, your mood, and anything else you have noticed. Ask specifically about perimenopause and request hormone level testing if appropriate. FSH, estradiol, and progesterone panels can offer useful information, though hormone levels fluctuate significantly day to day. Second, prioritize sleep hygiene aggressively. Cool your bedroom temperature, avoid screens an hour before bed, and consider magnesium glycinate before sleep, which has solid research behind it for reducing nighttime waking. Third, focus on blood sugar stability. Erratic blood sugar dramatically amplifies hormonal symptoms. Eating protein and healthy fat at every meal, reducing refined sugar, and avoiding large carbohydrate loads in the evening can meaningfully reduce mood swings, fatigue, and weight changes around the midsection. Fourth, incorporate strength training at least twice per week. Estrogen supports bone density, and as it fluctuates and eventually declines, building and maintaining muscle becomes protective for your bones, metabolism, and mental health simultaneously. Fifth, reduce alcohol consumption. Even moderate drinking disrupts sleep architecture and affects estrogen metabolism in ways that amplify perimenopausal symptoms significantly. Here is the surprising insight that does not get nearly enough attention. Perimenopause is not just a reproductive event. It is a whole-body metabolic transition, and your cardiovascular health is one of the most important things to pay attention to during this time. Estrogen has a protective effect on your heart and blood vessels. It helps maintain flexible arterial walls, supports healthy cholesterol ratios, and reduces inflammation in the cardiovascular system. As estrogen levels begin to fluctuate and eventually decline, women's risk for cardiovascular disease begins to rise, and this process starts during perimenopause, not after menopause. Research published in major cardiology journals has shown that women who experience more severe perimenopausal symptoms, particularly hot flashes and sleep disruption, have measurably higher markers of cardiovascular risk. This is why managing perimenopause proactively is not just about comfort. It is genuinely about long-term health protection. This is also why the conversation around hormone replacement therapy has evolved significantly in recent years. Current evidence suggests that for many healthy women, beginning hormone therapy during perimenopause, rather than waiting until after menopause, may carry greater benefit and less risk than previously believed. This is a nuanced discussion worth having with a menopause-informed physician or gynecologist. Let us bring it all together. Perimenopause can begin up to a decade before your last period. The early symptoms, including irregular cycles, sleep problems, mood changes, brain fog, and shifts in libido, are real. They are hormonal, and they deserve medical attention. The science shows that fluctuating estrogen and declining progesterone drive these changes and affect your brain, metabolism, and cardiovascular system all at once. You can take meaningful action right now through targeted nutrition, sleep support, strength training, and honest conversations with your healthcare provider. And remember, understanding what is happening in your body is powerful. Awareness leads to advocacy, and advocacy leads to better care. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and subscribe so you never miss a new episode. Share it with a friend who might need to hear this. And if you want to go deeper, our next video covers exactly how to talk to your doctor about hormones and what questions to ask to get real answers. I will see you